Jeff Kazin is with Agris Academy, but before that, he had a job as the head trader for Cargill in Venezuela. And Jeff, you were there on the ground floor. You saw a lot of the transition of this country under Maduro. What stands out to you of where we are today versus where we were when you were there?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a steady grind, in my opinion, to just a more difficult situation every year, every day. It just gets more and more difficult, and that compounds itself over time. People who can leave will leave. Some of the most educated, vital people to society, doctors, engineers, all that, they go out and have sought other places. And then obviously, more recently, there's just been a lot of people have immigrated from Venezuela actually to the U.S. and it's looking for a better life, and it just became a very dire situation in the country.
Talk a little bit about that. I mean, when you were there, kind of working on feeding people, you posted on X about a minute rice story. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Cargill was very much in the staples. You have to think it's different than the U.S., right? The staple diet is very poor, basic calories, and we were in the basic calorie business. We milled wheat flour there, and I say I am retired from Cargill. We were in veg oil processing, pasta making, very important calorie source, and parboiled rice, so quick rice. And the government came in one day and decided that we were charging too much for rice, and they took the factory over. Our managers, employees, we evacuated out of the situation quickly. They're our number one concern. We left. They had no capability of running the plant or buying for the plant. It's a technical plant. My understanding is the plant never ran a day after we left. We did get it returned years later. All the equipment had been stolen. We got a shell of a building with some political posters back. So that key staple was removed from being available in the country.
How much did the country change in terms of just being able to feed itself?
It just kept getting worse. We had people that wanted it, and other Western companies were there. I mean, you use some of these things like to make baby formula. Think about raising a child without the availability of formula. It can be done, but it's not easy. And so all these things became harder and harder to get. We had to have dollars from the government to go out and purchase raw materials to run through our processing facilities and deliver. And it just became harder and harder to get dollars from the government. And then as a Western company, it got even worse.
Jeff, so obviously a lot of challenges, but as you look forward, what do you think the potential for Venezuela is from an agricultural standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, it's just got great potential. If you look, you have an educated populace there. I mean, the country has resources. We are a natural deliverer from U.S. ports to the country. They have some arable land, that we'd like to see. I think all of us would like to see domestic production in Venezuela, and to supplement that, U.S. Veg oil, rice. I mean, we surely can use some more markets for U.S. rice, spring wheat, hard wheat, durum, all previous to the situation, were all regular imports of the country. And I think we are a natural freight advantage to satisfy that demand.
Jeff, sure appreciate you taking a few minutes. Super interesting stuff. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks.
You can read more about Jeff's experiences in Venezuela and see a link to his latest endeavor, Agris Academy, where he's educating farmers and industry professionals about international trade. You can read that story online over at agweb.com.